Chapter 2. What is this place? A woman's voice echoed. Her echo faded, leaving only silence and darkness. Why can't I feel my legs? Why can't I feel anything? Because you are dead. A young man's voice responded through the sightless void. What is happening? Where am I? Tell me about yourself. How did you die? I was burned at the stake for heresy. I have faith in the new god Jason. That is why they killed me. The man's voice chuckled. That is why you are here. Welcome to Jason's heaven. Where is Jason? Why can't I see? Jason comes and goes as he pleases. However, he will never come here. You will need to go to him. You cannot see him because you are trying to rely on senses that do not exist here. I don't understand. What does that mean? You worship Jason, correct? Yes, with all my heart and soul. Then tell me about Jason so I can help you. Jason the Metamind, slayer of demon lords, vanquisher of false gods, the manifester of manifestors. Very good, but what does that mean to you? He is my god, and I am his to command. I obey the will of Jason. The male let out a sigh. Jason did not pander to mindless zealots. If that is all you are, then I have no desire to converse with you. Goodbye. Wait, the woman begged. What? Please help me. Look, we have eternity here. Give me a reason to help you. Show a glimmer of independent thought, and I will consider it. I believe in Jason. They killed me for it. Is this my reward for faith? Faith? Pfft. Faith gets you nowhere. I will say it one last time, and I'm truly surprised that I've given you this much time and only do it out of sheer boredom. Retort with wit, or you're on your own. Garyx! The male was silent. Hey! She screamed. What about Garyx? The Fire Lord is at war with Jason. Oh? This is not news. Jason will kill every demon lord and god that stands in his way. His worshippers are killing Jason's. They killed me. My own brother, Ian, has been converted to the will of Garyx. He himself personally exposed me and killed me solely because I believe in Jason. Now that is interesting. All right, mortal. You have my attention. In exchange for this entertaining information, I will explain to you this place. Consider it my gift. Thank you? You no longer exist in the material plane. He waited for her to indicate her understanding. Yes? Jason is a psychic god, correct? Yes? Good. So you now understand that here physical forms are non-existent. Instead, you must rely solely on thought. So as a devout follower of the Metamind, I want you to tell me about thought, psychic energy, and the like. Where would I even begin to explain such a thing? Okay, I guess psychic energy is everything. If I'm dead, I'm pure psychic energy, am I not? Yes, you are, as am I, though my physical form, unlike yours, is not dead. Who are you? Are you Jason? The man laughed. No, far from it, though I did create him. My name is Jarius Kane. You are God's God? The man laughed even harder. Oh, you are a delight. No, I created him in my mortal life, though long before that I was powerful enough to call myself a God's God. I don't understand. Limited minds never do. I don't have a limited mind, the woman screamed. Sure you do. If you did not, I would not need to explain things to you. The woman went silent. Ah, at least you are smart enough to listen to me instead of fuming with anger. I think I like you, mortal. What's your name?
Lisa.
Just Lisa? No last name?
Last names are for royalty, Garyx Kane.
Well, just Lisa. As a thought form, you must employ your imagination. You must also allow yourself to be susceptible to the thought forms of others. Step 1. Imagine yourself.
Okay.
The woman imagined her former body. A woman's body appeared in the empty void floating.
Why am I naked?
Garyx sighed. Imagine clothing, or don't. I don't care at all. Her body grew clothing out of her pores.
Why can't I see you?
Step 2. Open yourself up to me.
How?
A blonde-haired man wearing long black robes formed from the darkness before her.
Oh!
She was startled.
I understand.
Good, Garyx said. Welcome to heaven. Lots of people are here.
Really? Why? How can I see them?
The woman said as thousands of forms slowly appeared all around, both near and far, all floating in the endless void.
So many people here. Wait, does that mean they're dead too?
Yes.
But Jason is a new god. How are so many people dead in such a short time?
The same way you died, like you said, Garyx.
I need to see Jason.
Garyx laughed.
No, stop laughing. Tell me how I can get to him.
Why?
Please, I'll do anything. Just help me.
All right, relax. You've entertained me enough. I'll take you to the island.
The island?
She questioned. Yes, the island. Did you or did you not read Jason's book?
I did.
Good. Then you already understand that Jason trained for 25 years on an island. We will go to that island.
How?
I was hoping you would figure that out on your own, but fine. Imagine his island as you have read it, assuming you actually understand what you read.
The floating island and the universe that Jason's future self made for his past self in order to train fully understand his full potential as the Metamind?
The surrounding souls vanished from sight. The island began to materialize before them. Ah, good. I was hoping I wouldn't have to hold your hand the whole time. Come, let us converse with Jason, Garyx said. The floating island fully formed in the vast, empty, endless void before them. A massive pyramid was seen at the center. Extending out of the pyramid on each side were paths that led to portals just on the edge of the island.
Is this truly the same island?
She asked. Garyx floated down to the island with the woman following. This island and place is like I said before, a demiplane. Jason himself created long before his divinity was achieved. He found it easier to simply use this place instead of creating a new one for his heaven. Those 4 portals go wherever Jason wants to go. They landed. The two walked as they conversed. They are currently set for Babylon, Varus, Mount Skyborn, and Laguna. You should be familiar with those places.
Varus is where I came from, she said.
They walked into the pyramid. I don't care, Garyx said. The woman frowned. I don't like you, Garyx. I need Jason, not some petty bastard who talks down to me when the mortals need help. I am here to listen to your plight, came the booming voice from the center of the pyramid. Lisa looked to see a radiant figure meditating on top of steps in the center. Inside this pyramid had nothing noteworthy. There was nothing here beyond the new god Jason. His skin was a swirl of dark and light. His body was covered in strange sigil tattoos the woman did not recognize. His eyes opened, looking directly at her. Lisa stepped forward. Her arms were held out, imploring Jason to listen. "My lord, we need help. Garyx and his followers are killing everyone who does not convert to him. Why haven't you answered our prayers?" "I have heard your prayers, my child. I have sent Jarius to guide you to me. I apologize for his behavior." Jason pointed at Jarius, who then immediately fell to the ground, groaning in pain. "I have punished him for his lack of respect to my loyal follower, though I doubt pain can affect him at this point." "Why didn't you save me?" Lisa asked. "My brother Ian is torturing and killing everyone devoted to you." "Garyx is responsible for this." Jason stood up and floated down, approaching Lisa. "Garyx is attempting to draw me out. Your deaths will be avenged. This I promise." He grabbed Lisa's shoulder. Psychic energy exited him and flowed through her. "I have taken away the pain. You will no longer be tormented by your death, my child." "But what about Garyx and Ian?" "My avatar has just arrived in Varys. I am discovering exactly what that dragon has done." The city of Varys. 1-2. Clemo finished his sentence after appearing next to the river that ran through Varys. Jason walked away, looking at the town. "This is more of Sabin's territory than Guardian's," Clemo said, moving to Jason. Jason scanned the area, with his eyes shining, rapidly changing shades of gray constantly as he observed the town. Pedestrians walked through Jason like an unseen ghost. Clemo walked around them as they paid him no attention. "What are we looking for here?" Clemo caught up to Jason. Jason stopped walking. "This town only has one worshipper remaining." Jason placed his hand on his forehead to concentrate. "He's well hidden. Something is very wrong, my friend." "As a god, don't you know everything your followers know?" Jason shook his head. "I can if I desire, but see no reason to copy all of their knowledge." He continued, walking. Why don't you?" "How many times do I need to copy the petty knowledge of how to plant crops and what mundane things were accomplished through commoners?" Jason's rhetorical question shot out without hesitation. Clemo stopped walking, not knowing how to respond. "And yes, Clemo, I know how that sounds." "It sounds like you look down on the common man." Clemo narrowed his eyes in aggravation. "It sounds like you're only using the people as batteries to fuel your divinity." Clemo raised his voice. "It sounds like you're too good for these people, or maybe they are far beneath you, that they are disposable to you." Jason stopped walking again. He turned around, looking at Clemo with no sign of anger on his face. "I understand your response, my friend. I do sound pompous. Even so, my point is valid. These people offer me no unique knowledge, so I do not bother reading their thoughts." Clemo held his hands out. "What about their prayers? Something is going on. You yourself admitted it." "Allow me to show some of the mortal prayers to you, my friend." Jason approached Clemo with his finger pointing. Clemo did not resist as Jason touched his forehead. Information echoed into his mind, forging new memories into his brain. "Please, Lord Jason, help me find my keys." "Oh, great Jason, Metamind, how can I serve thee?" "God, I need help getting through the day." "I implore you, help me find the patience in dealing with my kids." "Jason the Metamind, I am your Lord's servant. I love you. Lord, I need you to pass this test at school. Jason, by your mercy, I am ready to give myself to your will."
These thoughts compounded in Klimo's mind. These are only a few. Every worshiper prays to me like this. Jason sighed. I know. I knew it would be like this. Monotonous? Yes, they exhaust me. These people need your help, Jason. Jason smiled. The second thing I did after I assigned a writer to my book, Jason continued to walk, was create a filter for prayers. A filter? Yes. You see, like with auras, each prayer has a shade of color that only I can see. Well, I can't see them here in the material plane, but I am just an avatar. My real self is in my heaven where he is safe. You are just an avatar? Yes, Klimo. Anyways, my real self is at this moment talking to my worshippers who have died, which number in the thousands. Jason walked to the side wall of the house. He phased through with no difficulty. His hand stuck out, waving Klimo to follow him. The teleporter followed without waiting. Inside this ordinary home sat a man in quiet meditation. These shades of color. Jason looked at the house occupant, who did not notice his guest. Differ in urgency. The weaker shades I completely ignore. The moderate shades I pay some attention to, and the strong shades I have assigned someone to. Assigned? Who? Wait, you don't mean Jarius, do you? Jason confirmed Klimo's suspicion by nodding. Jason, why would you? He is a monster and needs to die. Klimo, we can discuss that later. Right now, I must speak to my only worshipper in Varys. A flash of light burst in the room. The man scrambled to stand up, shielding his eyes from the brightness. Who are you? He managed to ask. You know who I am, Jason said. Jason? Is that you? Divine radiance emitted from Jason, confirming the man's question. I must speak with you, my child, Jason said. Tell me, my son, what have you discovered about Garyx? Jason asked the man. The man knelt down, bowing in reverence. I do not know, my lord, but I will tell you what I can. The man continued to avert his eyes. Garyx has somehow corrupted your loyal worshippers, but not me, my lord. Never me. And you will be rewarded for your faith. This I promise. Tell me about this priest, Ian. My lord, Ian was just as loyal as I was. Something changed inside of him. He questioned or was seduced by the power of Garyx. I do not know how he is doing it, but it is all Ian. I saw him burn Lisa, his own sister, at the stake. I hope you, in your infinite wisdom and mercy, have her soul. I do. She is in heaven with me, where there is no more pain, but splendor and joy. Jason placed his hand on the mortal's head. You do not need to grovel. I was mortal like you once. You have read my book, have you not? The man looked up with tears streaming down his face with joy. I have received the first copy, my lord. Let me see it. The man stood up. His stature was prideful at the request. Rushing to the adjacent room, the man returned with the book. The cover was bland, with no words on it, save the side, Jason the Metamind, it read on the binder. He bowed, handing it to Jason. Placing his hand on the cover, Jason's aura extended, covering the book. This book has no magic, psychic signatures, or curses of any kind. Your book is pure. Do you believe Garyx has done something to your books? The silent Klimo finally asked. It is the most likely possibility, Jason replied. Jason placed his hand once again on the man's head. Thank you, my child. Stay devout, and my heaven will have a place for you. He looked into his mind, searching through information and memories, learning everything the man knew. Turning to Clemo, Jason pointed north. We go to this Ian. Follow me, Clemo. The two turned invisible to the man once again. The light from his divinity faded. They left the house the same way they came in, phasing through the walls. The old former church of the dead god deity has been converted to the Church of Garyx. Outside, looming over the building, was a large, dark cloud. People shuffled in and out. Jason and Clemo moved closer. Do you see the things following each human? Jason asked. Clemo looked carefully, allowing his illuminated eyes to adjust. My enchanted eyes can see them. They look like demons. Examining one from their distant location across the river, Clemo saw the grotesque features of a demonic, horn-scaled, almost reptilian, skinny thing floating behind the human. Demonic energy exited the creature, flowing into the oblivious human. This is how Garyx is stealing their will, Jason commented. We will soon discover what he has done to my books. For now, though, we can observe his servants. They are continuously reinforcing the will of Garyx over the mortal's will. Jason pointed at the demon. Do you see how their fingers are touching their minds? Yes, Jason. We must do something about this. Not yet, my friend. Clemo drew his swords. You are a god. I'm a demon-slaying, teleporting swordsman. Give me one reason why I should not. The swords glowed as they spoke. Clemo, you need to listen to Jason. Clemo relaxed, frowning. Vision, demons have to be destroyed. Jason held his hand up. Just watch for now, Clemo. Lifting his body into the air, a bubble surrounded the two. They floated in the church, facing through a wall. They cannot hear or see us so long as we stay in this bubble. Inside, they saw a long line of people, each with their own personal fiend staying with them, touching their minds. At the front of the line was the priest of Garyx, Ian. Sitting on a throne, Ian casually talked to the person at the front of the line. Ian had a large fiend standing next to himself. All were unaware of Jason and Clemo. My child, Garyx wants to bless your life, Ian said to the man kneeling before him. How may I earn the favor of Garyx? He asked. Have you shared his story with a non-believer like Garyx has commanded? Yes. The man turned, looking behind, pointing to a companion. This is Jeremy. He has seen the truth. Ian pointed to the kneeling man. Very good. Ian smiled. Garyx will now bless you. The large fiend behind Ian glowed. Dark energy left the creature and flowed through Ian, extending from his pointer finger and into the kneeling man. Do you understand what is happening, Clemo? Jason asked. Yes. When are we going to destroy these demons? Clemo asked. The kneeling man stood up. His fists lit up with newly acquired power. Garyx has shown me the light. Come, my child. When you bring a new member into the fold, you will gain the promise of power, as you have witnessed, Ian said. Jeremy stepped forward. By the will of Garyx, I serve. We are not. Jason answered Clemo's question. Clemo looked directly at Jason. What? Jason, these demons must be stopped. Jumping out of the bubble, Clemo swung his blade, slicing a fiend in half. Everyone in the congregation and line turned their full attention to Clemo. Die, demon scum! Clemo screamed. Damn it, Clemo! Jason stayed in his bubble, annoyed by his friend's impatience. He placed his fingers on the bridge between his eyes. Clemo hacked fiend after fiend, refusing to relent. The people rushed to him, who in turn teleported across the room, slicing another in half. He teleported around the room, working his way in to the priest Ian. Clemo accidentally killed a few humans in the process. Just as he reached Ian, the large fiend stepped forward, about to strike Clemo. The teleporting swordsman felt a yank, and he was pulled back into the bubble. Everything froze in place. The fiends and the humans ceased to move entirely. Jason held Clemo in place with his hand. My friend, when I tell you not to attack, it means we are not attacking, Jason scolded Clemo. Clemo looked around at the frozen-in-time humans, raising their hands to attack. Jason, we need to... Clemo was interrupted by Jason waving his hand, taking away his ability to talk and move. We need to watch and learn. I had to stop time just to prevent you from getting yourself killed. Jason waved his hand again, causing everyone and everything, with the exception of himself and Clemo, to move backwards. Those killed were revived as their wounds were reversed. Fiends returned from the dead, and everything reverted to before Clemo exited the bubble. Now listen to me, Clemo. Garyx, no doubt, is aware of what you're doing. It's only a matter of time before he acts, Jason said, waving his hand, allowing Clemo to speak. Wow, you just reversed time. If you can do that, surely you can avert his attention. Gods are above time, Clemo, Jason said, annoyed. We need to kill the demons, Jason. Not yet, Clemo. Have faith in me, like you always have. Clemo calmed himself down. Jason waved his hand, returning his movement abilities. I know this is hard for you to do, to allow vile creatures to live when you have the power to kill them. However, I need them to remain ignorant of our presence. Why? Clemo asked. I'll explain later. For now, I need to know how Ian came into power. Jason extended his hand out of the bubble into the frozen priest of Garyx. I will know everything he knows. After a moment, Jason frowned. Damn it! This Ian is not the key. He's just a tool. What do we do? I learned one thing at least. My book has been corrupted. I'm forced to go to that source of this, Jason said. Where will we go? To the writer. Jason and Clemo disappeared, teleporting away. Next to the priest, Ian, the large fiend, laughed as time resumed in the room. Garyx, the fiend said. Red fire erupted in the gray room before the large creature. What is it? Came the voice from the fire. A huge fiery dragon's eye opened, staring at the large creature. Jason is doing exactly as you predicted, Fire Lord, the creature said. Garyx laughed. Appearing in a bar, the three skilled Clemos stretched their legs. Seriously? We really need to stop coming to this bar. It's the first place he'll look, Gray said, pouring a drink. Twinkle! The swordsman Twinkle waved his hand, teleporting that drink to himself. Snatching it up, he then said, Yeah, well, there's a semi-infinite number of universes. Red would need to figure out which one we are in. Twinkle guzzled the drink. Yeah, and there are a semi-infinite number of reds. Gray poured a second drink. Magic! Magic teleported his drink to himself. We can't keep doing this. He drank. Gray readied her own. Yeah, no shit. What else can we do? Red's absorbed every Clemo from every universe with the exception of us three and the one obsessed with Jason. Raising their drinks, the three prepared a toast. To the city of Clemo, the three said together. Dropping their glasses, the three prepared for combat. Fuck! No time to exit. He's found us too fast. The room darkened as a voice laughed all around them. "Yes, I have," came Red's voice. Twinkle disappeared, reappearing across the room. "Shit! He's locked us in. We can't teleport out." Red appeared standing in the doorway on the other side of the room. "You have," another Red stepped out of the shadowed corner, "no place." An additional Red stepped out from another corner. "Left two." A fourth Red walked in. "Run." Fighting broke out immediately, as the two sword-wielding Klemos refused to give up without a fight. Magic fired blasts that were too weak to damage any Red. Gray and Twinkle swung their swords, but the effort was either nothing or too weak to show. They backed into each other, facing away from one another as the Reds moved in closer, with their numbers constantly increasing within the room. "Guard me!" Magic screamed as his two companions knelt down. 3 Reds rushed in. Twinkle teleported 2 of their heads off as Gray stabbed into the third. "We will never give up," she yelled. "This is nowhere near the end, my friends." "Core trick!" Magic cast the spell. The illuminated arcane magic left his hands spreading out, vaporizing every Red in the room and ending the anti-teleportation lock. "We do not have long. Twinkle, get us out of here." Twinkle immediately teleported the 3 out. The 3 materialized in the middle of a darkened woods. "Where are we?" Gray asked. "Not on Corvus. I once went to this world about 50 years ago. There's nothing special here, but it might give us time to think." 11, Magic said, lowering his head. The 2 looked at him. "I only have 11 unique spells left. I sacrificed 1 in order to cast that magnificent spell." Gray placed her hand on his shoulder. "You did the right thing. How long will it take you to prepare another one of those?" "Over a week. And that is only if I have time to rest." Red's been chasing half of us non-stop. I cannot do that exact same spell again. The other spells are unique in their own way. "Did that spell kill them?" Twinkle asked. "No. It sent them to another plane, banishing them for a short time." "Magic, surely there is something more we can do. We constantly running and barely rest. There must be some way to undo the damage Red's caused." Gray asked. "Yeah, really. Our city of Klimo was filled with millions of different versions of us, from all across the multiverse. Red absorbed them. There must be a way to break him down and restore our lost brothers and sisters." Magic held his chin, contemplating. "There might be a way. This would be incredibly simple if we could make a spell to undo it." "Tell me what you need, Magic," Twinkle asked. "I need to experiment on Red to understand exactly how it has been done." Gray shrugged. "Red absorbs our brains, learning everything we know and absorbing the victim's psychic energy. He then turns the empty husk of a body into a duplicate of himself. Red is a virus." "A virus," Magic repeated. Pacing back and forth, he pondered. "That gives me an idea." He looked at his 2 companions. "We need to make a cure." End of chapter 2.